on, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new customs video for LEGO DC Supervillains. Today we're going to go on ahead and continue building our Jim Lee X-Men team. Now I know what you're looking at and you're saying probably at this point in time, Blitz, what the heck happened to Wolverine, bro? He was wearing a blue costume. What have you done? Well, we went ahead and changed him up a little bit because basically a lot of you guys were pointing out to me that, Blitz, if you're going for the Jim Lee X-Men, he wore a brown and yellow costume and that would be accurate. So we tried to go on ahead and make the necessary adjustments to make him match. The problem is there is no hip piece, like, you know, where the underwear area is. There is no hip piece that is brown. So we had to go with this kind of, I don't know, what would you call that? Like burgundy or maybe orange, like dark orange sort of color. And I tried to match the design as best as I could. And of course, we still have the unmasked look. Now, with that in mind, of course, guys, don't forget, if you do enjoy today's video, smack that like button to help out with the YouTube algorithm. And also, in addition to that, I want to go on ahead and ask you guys in the comment section below, let me know whom we should go on ahead and create next. If you haven't watched all the videos, make sure you do, because so far we've gone ahead and already built Cyclops, Beast, Storm, Magneto, Wolverine, of course, and that's not all. We're not even done yet, because we also did go on ahead and put together Gambit, which was our last character that we built. And I'm very, very happy with all the designs so far. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots available to go on ahead and customize more characters. And today we're going to add to that slot and to those entire roster, and this will be Colossus. So with that in mind, I guess let's get rocking and rolling. So the first thing that we need to do is go on ahead and Colossus, is it this way? I think that's the spelling, I'm pretty sure, for Colossus. Okay, so we've got, did I pick hero? I did. Good. Okay, so do we need any weapons? Colossus just uses his fists, so no weapons necessary. All right, so let's go on ahead and get to designing. So the key thing that we're gonna need to try to figure out is how to make him look as though he's shining. The problem is there isn't really any way to do that accurately, so we're just going to have to go with a gray sort of color to emulate the silver. Is it his skin, or is he like coated in something? I think he's coated in something, I'm pretty sure, or maybe it's like external. I'm not sure, actually, so I guess I'm not as particularly knowledgeable on Colossus as I had thought I was. Okay, so regardless, though, let's go on ahead and carry on here. So we have the arms. I'm trying to decide if we want to go with the lighter gray or not. I guess we'll go with this. We'll see how it goes. Okay, for the hairstyle, this should be pretty straightforward. I think this hairstyle should work decently well for Colossus. I've always thought that he has dark blue hair, but I know some people have told me that it's actually black. It's just that in the comics, like back in the day in the 90s, when they would design a costume to be black or something, or if they used the color black, they would shade it with a dark blue to bring out some detail and give it a little bit of depth, instead of just having a complete lack of color in the case of just having it just like a flat black paint, even though, again, black is not a color necessarily, but regardless, let's go on ahead and I guess maybe we'll try with the light blue and we'll see from there. Okay, face. For the face, it can be just pretty generic, so luckily in that sense, we don't really have to worry about, you know, any type of masks or anything super duper unique for this character, so that really does help out a ton. We do need to change the face, though, to match the hands as we did before, so kind of that, like, light-ish gray. Trying to decide which one looks best. I think that could actually kind of work as well. That's not gonna work. Neither will that. I think the darker gray actually looks a tad bit better. So that means we do need to actually have a bit of a detour and go back to the arms, change those up as well so that they match the face skin tone, and now we can proceed. Okay, so he does have the gold gauntlets, which makes me think right off the bat of the Shazam characters. So if we scroll down to the different Shazam characters, like this one, for example, that works plenty well, so we can use that. We will need to give him broad shoulder pads, because there's not going to be, unfortunately, any way to make him bigger, because the game doesn't allow you to customize big figs. So because of that, we're going to need to just emulate and kind of create the illusion as though the character is bigger than he actually is. So we could use those shoulder pads. Man, dude, I really wish, honestly, I'm so hopeful that the next Lego game that we get will have even more customization because, like, imagine if you could get those shoulder pads on both sides and painted red. That would look really, really cool. But unfortunately, we can't do that because if you didn't know, only the items that have, like, the little rainbow wheel of colors, those are the items that you can change colors on. The other ones, they've got to stay the way that they are. So there's obviously some limitations here. Man, oh man. Okay, well, I guess based on what is available, really the only option we have available is this one. So we're going to have to go with this and try to do our best to hopefully at the end of the day, we'll come up with a cool looking design. Now, trying to think what would be best to... I guess let's design the legs because I think the legs should be pretty straightforward. So for the leg design, we're going to go with the light gray for the top part. And then he actually has red boots that he wears. So we'll go this way. Kind of looks like Red Guardian a little bit, doesn't he? Or like Crimson Dynamo a tad bit. So kind of an interesting motif there. Then I'm pretty sure that for the torso, he just has like a red trunks sort of look, so that's what we're gonna go with. And then for the for the hip, not the torso. And then for the torso, so we need to figure out a way to incorporate yellow down the middle sort of design. So like down the center part of the character, he's got like a yellow stripe, and then he's got the broad red shoulders. Oh man, sorry about that, guys. My phone just went ding, and now it's continuing to deliver messages. Oh my gosh. Okay, stop phone. There we go. My good googly moogly. So we need the red design across the center, and then red overall. Oh man, for the rest of the suit, as well as ideally if we could somehow implement the big red X belt, but that's not going to happen. So we need to obviously give up some elements of the costume here because we're not going to get anything that looks exactly how we need it to look. So because of that, we need to be realistic about what we can actually pull off. So something like this, honestly, doesn't look terrible. It's not great. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to think, what if we... Because I'm trying to think, like, how can we add more yellow to the costume? So I'm thinking maybe if we change the hip piece to be yellow. That's not going to be accurate at all. So that's kind of decent because you get the red, oh sorry, the yellow stripe down the middle, and most of the rest of the costume is red. So it's a decent look, but not great. So let's carry on and see what else we could come up with. I actually think that that looks pretty clean. It's not nearly as accurate, but it actually kind of works. Man, I wish you didn't have those like buttons there for the suit, because this could work. Darn it. That one would have worked actually pretty decently well. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's keep scrolling. I'm basically looking for anything where ideally the center part of the costume, like this for example, is yellow. What recolors on this? Of course. You see, this, if on this particular costume, if instead of the yellow part getting recolored, like if that stayed yellow and then we could recolor the blue part, that would have looked really, really cool and probably quite accurate. But because it doesn't, we have to move along and try to find something that's going to be a tad bit more accurate. So far, I would say that probably accuracy-wise, this is the closest that we've gotten up until this point. I think that just turns out to be kind of the most accurate look so far. But let's keep going and see if we could possibly find something more accurate or more applicable to this design. So let's see. That's not gonna look good. I guess technically you could use this, maybe. It's not great, but you could use that if you'd like. I wonder if we recolor this red. So that actually kind of works, surprisingly so. So by recoloring the torso red, you can see sometimes there's going to be designs where it's completely unexpected, where you think to yourself like, oh, that's going to look like awful. and then you build it and you're like, oh, okay, never mind, it actually kind of looks decent. So that definitely is a contender so far. I wonder what recolors on this. Okay, so this, I wish the yellow part was at the top instead of the bottom half of the character. If it was, we could have used that one. Oh, man. There's so many designs where it's like, if only one element about the design was a tad bit different, we could use it. But because it isn't, we have to move along, and unfortunately, we can't utilize that element. Now, what about this? Now, this looks pretty clean as well. Unfortunately, it does give him the star design, which is very inaccurate, but you do get the yellow look, which is what we're going for. I think the hips do look a tad bit off in that design, so we'll see. I wanna try to adjust some things as well, just to see if we could make it look maybe a tad bit better. So that kind of works also, which is interesting. Would have never expected that to work. And so does that. This would be more of a gold design for Colossus instead of yellow, as he was seen in the Jim Lee run. But I guess if you'd like, you can adjust those elements. That's not going to work. Okay, so personally, having seen all of the designs that we've seen so far, I think that, again, we could also probably try out, like, the this design, because it just works for whatever reason. The Beast Boy torso works really, really well for, like, X-Men styled characters, just from an aesthetic standpoint, but it's inaccurate, and it would be the wrong design overall, because obviously the vast majority of the costume should actually be red. So because of that, I don't think we should go with this design. I personally would say that the most accurate overall look is this. And then what we're going to need to do is just simply adjust the hips, because I think if we change the hip design to just be plain red, it'll blend a tad bit better. There we go. And so then we've got our design for Colossus completed. So there we go. Let's go on ahead and go outside of the customization area to take a look at the actual character that we have assembled here. And of course, this is another X-Man character now added to the roster. Let me know in the comment section below which other character you would like to, or characters, sorry, you would like to see. So the ones that we haven't built yet is Rogue, Psylocke, and Iceman, I think, right? I'm pretty sure those are the three that we're missing from, like, that Jim Lee X-Men team. So let me know if you guys would like to see those characters built, or maybe you'd prefer to see some villains built. So let me know down in the comment section below. Overall, I think that we actually put together a pretty sweet looking Colossus character. And of course, now if we're playing LEGO DC Supervillains, now you have a way to go on ahead and add yet another Marvel character to your roster. If you guys end up building this character yourself, don't forget you can always share those designs on Twitter and Instagram. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. I'm sure some people will completely blow away this design out of the water and do a much better job. So if you guys do end up designing your own version of Colossus, you can share those and tag me on Instagram or Twitter. It's at Blitzwinger. Thanks all for watching, guys. Like I mentioned at the top of the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.